I have an opportunity to talk to Bronco Mendenhall one-on-one each week. This week we did it in the press box at Lavelle Edwards Stadium with the sun setting, and talked about Utah State. With or without Chucky Keaton, what is BYU preparing for? That just one of the many topics we discussed. Bronco Mendenhall one-on-one right now on BYU Sports Nation. Bronco, game week after the bye week, always interesting to come off a little bit of extra rest. But it seems like compared to last year, the bye week hit at a little bit better time, not in between Texas and Utah. You had some injuries you wanted to heal up. How did you feel about where the bye week fell?
Man, I always have mixed feelings. There's the argument for momentum, and you just keep playing, and then there's the argument for, as you're mentioning, healing. And our team practiced very hard last week. Now, as we get ready for playing Utah State Friday night, it seems like we haven't played for since last season. So there's good and bad. I think we are healthier. I think we're certainly eager to play, anxious to get back on the field. At this point, it feels a little too long for me.
You return a wealth of players off of injury, and your coaches and your coordinators said you're essentially at full strength, including Nick Kurtz and Jordan Leslie and Bronson Kafusi. At this point in the season in your coaching career, have you ever had a full strength team?
Man, hard to even think back and remember that, but probably not as healthy as we are now going into Game 5. And Algie Brown comes back as well. So those guys all have critical roles on our team and are great leaders and great players and great people for us to have around. So the one downside is it looks like Brock Stringham might be out for the year with another surgery, and heartbreaking, man, as that guy tried so hard and is so strong and is so physical. But that is one player. Even though it's a significant player, it's not a handful, and so we're getting a handful back.
Utah State, this is a featured in-state game, and I use your words there. No Utah on the schedule. Does that pump up the importance of this game?
Well, I think it pumps up the importance of this game, but I think it also, what we're hoping it does is make a statement to college football at large, and just saying, okay, here are the TV contracts, here are the different conference realignments, here is what's best for you from a self-serving or self-identifying purpose, and now at what expense? And there are some that might want it to look more like the NFL minor leagues, and there are some that want it to be even more commercial than it is and more professional than it is. The rivalries in college football are one of the things that make it truly special. And so when there is a beehive boot, when there is the wagon wheel, when there are things, the little brown jug, you can just keep naming them. When there are those things to play for, there's a regional influence. There's a reason for a state to be captivated, for a town to be captivated, for parts of different states to be captivated, to go cheer for their team. And it's I think it's just good for not only college sports, but states and society.
You're ranked 18th and 19th in the respective polls. This is the highest you've been ranked since 2009. I believe the longest in terms of consecutive weeks you've been ranked since 2009. And I know the players are focused on the one-game season. But can you use the excitement that is generated from a ranking in a way to motivate your team to want to stay at that level?
You know, I really don't have to use it. It's so pervasive everywhere they go. That's what teachers are talking about, friends, in-laws, parents, church members, other students, media. So that really takes care of itself. And it is exciting, and they have earned that through 4 weeks. There are 8 more. And so for this snapshot in time, I hope they are enjoying it and listening to the point where, man, this is fun. And then what we really try to do is the minute they come into our building, it's, yeah, exactly right.
How did you get better during the bye week as a team?
What I think we did is we were able to, through 4 weeks, identify a few things that needed some addressing at a little bit higher level. And we were able to do that in a competitive setting against each other. And now that we are scoring a significant amount of points, we are jumping out ahead of people pretty quickly. Teams are having to be more aggressive to try to play from behind and catch up, which means more downfield throws, deeper sets in the pocket. And so really being able to go after other quarterbacks. We put 2 of the 4 out already that we've played, but also making plays downfield on the balls. We've addressed that. And then conversely, making sure that we can continue to develop our passing game and enough significant downfield throws to complement what we're already doing. And so it was a great kind of trade-off in terms of our offense against our defense, targeting just a few areas of the program while maintaining the core that we could work on.
We have a good idea of what Jordan Leslie can do. What does the addition of Nick Kurtz now for the first time this season give to you and your desire to develop your downfield passing game?
It just gives us one more weapon and one more fresh body who is super capable. So Nick Kurtz is a blend of Mitch Matthews and Jordan Leslie. You put those two together, and I really thought coming out of fall camp that the most productive and most impressive receiver through fall camp until he got hurt was Nick. And so that doesn't mean today that he comes right back as that same caliber and prepared player, but he is fast, he's big, he has excellent hands, he's explosive, he's dynamic. And so now you start to think about Jordan Leslie, Mitch Matthews, Nick Kurtz, Devon Blackman, etc. It starts becoming deeper and more explosive.
Bronson Kafusi is also another key addition that comes back, and I know the pass rush is something that you've addressed a number of times. You want it to be there. Haven't had a quarterback sack in the past 2 games. Still won, but no quarterback sacks. What does he bring back to the team with his return?
When Matt Millen came in to cover one of our games, it was interesting, and he's for whatever people think of him, he understands football. And so I sat down to do a pre-broadcast interview, and he said what I see, and he listed a number of things off, and he said you needed a featured pass rusher. We've had that in Ziggy, we've had that in Kyle. Bronson really fulfills that role for us. It's nice to have a player that if you can get him one-on-one and do it consistently, there's a great chance he's going to win and get to the quarterback. And so besides that, then when you look at throwing the ball, especially short to that side of the field or quickly when you're talking 6, 7-ish with that wingspan, when his arms go up, he basically blocks out from the curl to the flat that side and is discouraging to the quarterbacks of even trying to deliver the ball quickly that way. So there is an impact that he makes, and it'll be fun to see exactly where his health is as he comes back. He's certainly capable of playing, and hopefully it's 100%, but we'll see.
Final question for you. The hoopla surrounding this game with Jim McMahon having his number retired and I guess the royal out, the uniforms, the players get super amped up about that. It's a Friday night on ESPN. What kind of an atmosphere do you expect when your team shows up playing Friday night with all this going on?
I've learned now that, man, it's really not what I expect, it's what I hope. And what I hope is the stadium is full. What I hope is that the players can't wait to play the game. What I hope is that Jim McMahon has a fantastic homecoming and feels truly honored and appreciated for what he did in leading BYU's football program. And I hope the nation through ESPN can see another really strong performance of BYU football. And so the nation can again continue to acknowledge what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Michael, Elisa told me there were some deliberations on the uniform combinations. Have you deliberated about what you will wear for the Royal Act?
I haven't deliberated what I'm going to wear. Mike is kind of our uniform specialist. I was asking the Leadership Council if there's handbags or purses that are going. I mean, they were into socks and gloves, and at that point I excused myself.
Come on, guys.
I'm just, I wanted to say who cares, but this generation cares. And so I hope they have it sorted out. I'll wear what's ever in my locker.
Fantastic. Coach, thanks. Good luck to you.
Okay.